Why are we opening up sarcophaguses? Ancient sarcophagus. Like, they found one beneath Notre Dame. I saw this a second ago. They found one beneath Notre Dame. And they have decided that it's a leaden sarcophagus that they discovered after the cathedral was burned down. French archaeologists said on Thursday it's going to be opened and its secrets revealed. Like, did we not just get over a plague? And if I'm remembering correctly, did we not have, like, a sarcophagus that was opened before that? I'm not blaming it all on the sarcophagus, okay? You know, like, I'm sure there was a lot to do with, I mean, it's the virus of unknown origin, but, you know, I'm pretty sure it has a lot to do with the lab in a country somewhere, right, YouTube? But maybe it has a little bit to do with opening sarcophaguses that weren't supposed to be open. I don't know. But now we've got this one here in France. They're trying to open it up. Mystery sarcophagus found in Notre Dame to be opened. They say it's from the 14th century. I mean, look. I'm a little curious. I am a little curious. Curiosity killed the cat, but you know what? Maybe it's worth... I don't know. I have a morbid curiosity about these things, and I kind of want to know who was so important that they buried them beneath one of the most, like, famous cathedrals in the world. You know? Something to think about. Does the video have puppies? The new video that we've just released is me. It's the reactions to TikToks. Those crazy teacher TikToks that we did last Friday. It's the highlight. So go check it out. There's no puppies, sadly. No puppies involved in that one. Maybe at some point in time I'll do a puppies video. I don't know. Puppies are always fun to watch. That would be funny. Just to release like a Red State video. Like no politics. No social commentary. Just puppies being cute. Millions of hits that would get. YouTube, they think YouTube's difficult. It's really not that hard. You put some puppies in a video, immediately you get, like, ungodly amounts of hits. Put some, like, cute music to it, you know? It's easy. What's up, everybody? How's your Friday? So far, at least. Mine is... I woke up at 6:30 because my dog decided that she wanted to use the potty at 6:30 in the morning. I'm a 7:30 wake up time kind of guy. So I was up an hour early and I'm tired and I have like a long drive ahead of me. I'm going to Galveston right after this. Right after this show ends, I'm pretty much packing my bag and leaving. So, and then, but I'm going to a crawfish boil, so I'm really happy about that. Good morning. What's up, Shy Boy? How you doing, man? Chicago boy in Indiana? Or is it Indiana or Iowa? Wait, what is IA? My elementary school teachings are failing me now. Just like my latest TikTok. 2 of my puppies. See? It's easy. It's easy. Iowegian jackal? Iowegian? Iowa. It's so bad. Like, Indiana? Isn't that IN? You know what? Why don't I just look it up? Here, how about I stop being an idiot? Iowa. Yeah, it is. Okay, it's not. Okay, so I was right. I was right the second time. That's all that matters. IA equals Iowa. Yeah, I know. I knew that. I was just testing to see if you guys did. And you passed. Congratulations. You guys are smart. You can now watch this show. You guys passed the IQ test. Today, we're going to talk about Papa Elon. Dude, so much of that stuff. That yesterday was... it was one of the more insane days that I've seen on Twitter. And not really just on Twitter. I mean, it's like Twitter has a habit of spilling out into the IRL. But to be honest with you, like, this is the first time I really think that, like, the insanity of Twitter really reached its peak. I mean, really reached its peak. People were, you would have thought that the world was ending. According to some blue check accounts, which I make fun of myself. I'm one of those blue check accounts, but I mean, like, dude, the elitist blue check accounts were going absolutely just ape. Okay, they were bananas. And we're going to cover that today. But before we get into that, what's up, Pickled Squirrel? How you doing? Just got back from the South Bend, so I can play now. Yay! Indiana, Iowa, same thing. Yeah, I mean, what's the difference, really? You know? Road trip to Texas to flog Brandon with pillowcases full of wet spaghetti noodles. I don't want that to happen. How about you just road trip to Texas? We'll talk it out over some barbecue. About how you guys knew what IA is, what it stands for. I mean, we could just do that, you know? And I'll pat you guys on the back, buy you a beer, say congratulations for being smart, send you on your way. You don't have to hit me with anything. Before we get into this whole Elon Musk thing, it was brought to my attention. Do y'all remember a while back when we were reading out that AI script for Joe Biden? That bot was fed 1,000 hours, allegedly, fed 1,000 hours of Joe Biden footage, and then he was asked to write a Joe Biden script. We read that out. I made it into a video. It's up on the YouTube right now. You can go check it out. That sounds better. See? Yeah, and it requires a lot less energy, John. It's up on the YouTube right now. By the way, we just released another video right now. Last Friday, we went over some crazy leftist teacher TikToks. You definitely want to check that out after this stream. Definitely go back to the Red State YouTube. Check out the new video. We just released it. But in any case, this new AI script that was handed to me, or I don't know if it's new, it was made in 2019. But apparently, this one was fed Joe Rogan footage. 1,000 hours of Joe Rogan footage. And so we're going to read that out first. I love these things. They're like my favorite thing ever. Apparently, this guy has an entire book. By the way, the last time on the YouTube video, this guy made it a point to point out that I never gave the guy who wrote this stuff credit or a way to link back to him. But he was very mean about it. It almost made me not want to do it. But he was right in the end. I completely forgot to give this guy credit, so I'm going to this time. The guy where you can find these scripts, his name is Keaton Patty. He's apparently like written all over New Yorker, The Onion, apparently Comedy Central. He's also written for Marvel at some point in time. But in any case, he also has a book. So if you want to, go to his Twitter. If you want to see, like, or buy his book or something like that with all of these things, go definitely check it out. They're hysterical. This one that we're about to read is a Joe Rogan podcast. Apparently, he fed a AI bot 1,000 hours of Joe Rogan. So we're going to read a Joe Rogan AI-generated podcast. That's what we're going to do first. Keaton Patty, I think, was the name of the author. Yep, definitely. Plus, that much pasta may get it pricey. I mean, depends on where you get it, you know. You can get like probably a good bag of cheap Kroger pasta for like what, 50 cents a box. I'm not encouraging you to go buy pasta just to fill a bag and you're hitting me with it, but you know, I'm just saying. You could probably hit somebody with pasta on a budget. I prefer bow tie. Just throw them all in there. Now y'all are making me honey. He made a computer script Christmas movie for Netflix or something like that. I think he also did one for a rom-com that was on YouTube. I wonder if can we watch it and get away with it? Because if we can, we totally should. What's up, Terry Ann? Cavatappi for sadists. Cavatappi? Wait, what's Cavatappi? Oh, snap. Dude, I'm hungry now. Can we cancel stream and just go eat pasta? Can we go to the Olive Garden? The first time an AI has gotten high. I'm normally red in DC. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Well, welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming. All right, let's read this. This looks like it's going to be good. Interior, podcast, internet. Joe Rogan, an experienced man, talks with his guest, a man who has fought a zoo. Their voices might be conspiracies. Already, this is going to be awesome. Joe Rogan. I have heard if you shoot a bow and arrow at the moon, chemicals pour out. But NASA says, hey, shut up. What's up, Natalie Macon? Oh, Natalie Macon? I know who you are. Ridged for your pleasure. Guest. I believe the gym and NASA does not go to the gym. My child is a YouTube video full of ads. Joe Rogan. Good points. Philosophically, how much money do you think you could kill using only my elbow? Guest. Thailand. There is silence. Joe is remembering a pig he has controlled. Joe is remembering a pig he has controlled. I attacked the Mona Lisa recently. Guest. My dad did that for a living. Now there are only 2 jobs, coal miner and Mark Zuckerberg. It's genetics. Joe Rogan. I read in 10 years, your blood will be wearing Under Armour. Your hair will be owned by Elon Musk. Elon Musk. I read this on a beef jerky. Guest. Just look at data, Joe Rogan. Just look. Wow, data. Look, that's data. Data is always at the gym. Joe looks at data. We see Joe look with our ears. Joe uses MMA on the data until it is dead. The police ignore this. Joe Rogan. Supplements. We are sponsored by ropes. It's good. It's good. That's a great... Is it the best Joe Rogan podcast I've ever heard? Maybe third. But if they actually did play this out, I want Joe Rogan to take that script and actually play it out. Like as a skit. That would be the greatest troll ever. Not even say anything about it. Just go and do it. And then just like act completely normal about it. It would blow up the internet. Yes to Olive Garden and sword fight with breadsticks in front of our crotches. I mean, what else do you do at Olive Garden? Spring break normally hurting 8th graders at this time, but you're off right now, huh? Easter? Hey, shut up. Mad Libs on steroids. It kind of is a little bit, isn't it? Like, let's say that Keaton Patty is actually just writing these. Like, first off, brilliant. That writing style, like I would have actually believed that it came from a robot. But if it did come from a robot, dude, why we need robots writing movies, and then somebody needs to make the movie out of whatever this robot writes. But it would be one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. Wouldn't win any Oscars. But I'd still show up for it. I mean, given the Oscars they're absolute crap. Have you actually seen in a long time anything that won something at the Oscars that you actually enjoyed? Because I don't think that I have. Honestly, like the Oscars are, the moment that something wins an Oscar, I'm automatically like, that movie probably sucks. And I probably won't go see it. The last one I saw was The Shape of Water. And to be honest with you, like that's the last time I took it seriously. The last time I took the Oscars seriously. The Shape of Water is for those of you who have never seen it, is a movie about a woman who I think she's deaf and very lonely. They make that very apparent at the beginning of the movie that she's very lonely because she likes to have fun with herself in a bathtub, like vigorously. And I'm like, wow, okay, whatever. But then she falls in love with a fish man and all the white men are bad people, and her best friend, a black woman, is trying to help her, and I don't know. It's a weird love story between a deaf woman and a fish man. It is Oscar bait. Just weird. Hemp ropes. We'll just take our hemp ropes down to Olive Garden. Sponsored by Ropes. Need to become a thing. This stream is sponsored by Ropes. This feels like Axe Cop with less sense. The fish sex movie won an Oscar, so there's exactly. Oh, The Shape of that's exactly what I'm talking. It's so strange. I do not understand. I watched it and I was like, you would think that a movie like that would be compelling, but it's just not. Like it actually started to bore me. Like a fish creature and a woman who are hanging out with one another and doing all this stuff, like weird stuff happening. Like you would think it would be dynamic and interesting, and it just wasn't. I got bored watching that movie. I don't care for The Shape of Water. Oddly beautiful, but it wasn't drawn to it. Yeah, I mean, look, I wouldn't say that the cinematography was bad. It was just like the writing just seemed dull. But of course, the Oscars were like, oh, we're all into it. This is art. Okay. Whatever, dude. This is why I don't take the Oscars seriously anymore. Those award shows, I just don't take them seriously anymore. They're complete crap. Fun Fish Sex Friday. Oh, South Park references I want to make, but I can't. Here's what the left is really mad about when it comes to Elon. Okay, so let's... The adult version of Luca. Oh my God. I didn't think about that. It kind of, sort of, a little bit, maybe is a little bit. I don't know. It's really strange. Sounds like Splash, but made into a drama. You know what? I've never actually seen Splash. I've never actually seen it. The smell. Oh my God. Yeah, this is... you know what? I'm not going to continue down this path, much as I'd like to. If you want to go to the other stream, we would continue down this path. Twitch.tv/the Morse Code. We would totally talk this out. But I'm representing a nice brand. We got to talk about this stuff, okay? Can't talk about fish sex. Even just saying that, they're probably like, Brandon, could you not say that? Could you not say that on the YouTube channel, please? Thank you. Saudi prince tries to... Okay, so let's dive into this whole Elon Musk thing. So Elon Musk, your boy, he is trying to free his people, right? He's trying to fight the evils of the world so that he can grab a hold of Twitter and change the national conversation. Because as we've talked about before, I think it was the second to last, or the last, was it the previous one? We talked about on the show before that if he is able to actually set Twitter free and we can have free and open debate, it would definitely change the national conversation. Now, he has... That was before he made the offer that we had that conversation. We knew that he was going to do that, though, because he turned down the board seat, and the board seat came with restrictions. The restrictions being that you couldn't own more than, I think, 14% of the company. Elon Musk didn't just want a slice of the cake, he wanted the cake. Okay, and I want him to have it. I think many people on Twitter want him to have it. The dude is one of the most popular people in the world. They're so rooting for him, but you have people out there who are absolutely just going bananas over the fact that he could possibly own this thing. They do not want people to be able to have free speech. And ever since he's announced his bid for it, his intent to buy Twitter, people have been throwing roadblocks up in front of his way. The first one, for those of you who aren't following the story or haven't been caught up, was from a Saudi prince who apparently owns a solid chunk of Twitter and said, well, I'm going to be voting against Elon Musk. The question is why? It's a dangerous move. Because at this point in time, Elon Musk owns enough Twitter stock that if he were to dump it all, it would send the price of the stock tanking downward. The people would lose money left and right. It's kind of the nuke, the Musk nuke. They refuse to sell him the company, then if he can't have it, then no one can, kind of thing. The price is going to tank, and a lot of people are going to just immediately lose a lot of money. Canceled. Dude, it wouldn't be the first time I've been canceled. Join Scott and Duke for Wednesday nights on that. Yeah, those guys, by the way, I'm not the only live cast. I'm just the one on YouTube. If you want to go to our website, redstate.com. By the way, everything I'm going to be talking about here today is on redstate.com. You can go there, follow along. And don't forget to like the stream and subscribe. But on Wednesday nights, my buddies Duke and Scott, they have their own live cast. Should definitely go check that out. Of the people who should have the cake at this point, Elon is becoming stronger and stronger choice in my mind. The more they protest, the more I want him in. Same. So this guy, by the way, the meltdown has included the blue checks and the journalist outlets have been going nuts. Oh my God. Axios probably had the best headline, or at least one of the best. The world's richest man, someone who used to be compared to Marvel's Iron Man. He actually appeared in Iron Man 2. I don't know if you guys knew that. Elon Musk was in Iron Man 2. Is increasingly behaving like a movie supervillain, commanding seemingly unlimited resources with which to finance his mischief making. Mario Arena, thank you so much for the subscription. MSNBC's Katie Tur, there's a real and devastating consequence for using Twitter to lie. Elon Musk wants to buy it, but there are massive life and globe altering consequences for just letting people run wild on things. These people, look, letting people run wild on things, these people just love the idea of control. Like they think that in order for society to function, they have to have their hand on your shoulder the entire time, guiding you around. Don't do this. Don't say that. You can't do this. You can't do that. I'll allow you to do certain things, but here's the line, and you can't cross it. And if you do, you're punished. I punish thee. What's hilarious about all this is that they didn't have any problem with Jeff Bezos taking over the Washington Post. So what's different here? That's a really good point. All these people flipping out over Elon Musk trying to take Twitter. How come no one actually raised a stink about Jeff Bezos? Dude was the richest man in the world at the point. And he's like, oh, I'm just going to buy the Washington Post. Yeah, nobody blinked an eye on that one. Everyone was like saying, oh, this is such great news for journalism, the journalism community. Elon Musk wants to buy Twitter, and suddenly it's like World War III. By the way, David Levitt, if you guys don't follow him on Twitter, you should, because he's just, if you really want to see how far a leftist can take their nonsense to like the absolute point of panic, like pure, blind, ridiculous panic, go follow David Levitt, because he actually said that if Elon Musk takes Twitter, it's going to result in World War III. One of the funniest damn things I've ever seen. Now, the Twitter board is considering the offer for Musk. They haven't come down with a decision yet. The word from Elon is that he secured the funding he needs. But one of the big shareholders, Saudi Prince Al-Walid bin Talal, who says he owns 5.2% of the shares, is not for the deal. And he tweets this out. I don't believe that the proposed offer by Elon Musk at $54.20 billion comes close to the intrinsic value of Twitter given its growth prospects. Being one of the largest and long-term shareholders of Twitter, Kingdom KHC and I reject this offer. So already you've got one guy standing in the way, and you have to wonder why. Elon Musk also wondered why. He said, interesting, just two questions, if I may. How much of Twitter does the kingdom own, directly and indirectly? And what are the kingdom's views on journalistic freedom and speech? Now, from what I understand, They have not answered him yet. And I sincerely doubt that we're going to get an answer on that. Because we know for a fact that their answer is probably going to be, we don't support it. We like the idea of being able to control what people say and what kind of things the press can print. So they're going to stay quiet on that. Elon Musk is asking important questions that they don't want to answer, and the people who don't want to answer that question, because they know it'll be wildly unpopular and people will turn against them, watch out for them. Watch out for them, because they do not have any good intentions for you. Keep in mind that what we're talking about here is Twitter. And if they're sitting there saying, well, we don't believe in journalistic freedom, and we don't want free speech, or they're refusing to answer a question like that, it's you that they're targeting here for censorship. You. Because remember, we're all on Twitter. Or at least the majority of us are. All right? It is, as Elon Musk said, it is the de facto town square. It's not a real place. Dave Chappelle is still correct. But I think it's not a real place because it is so censored. And many of us, if you go back to the days of Gamergate, and you look at who was all around then versus who is all around now, you will notice that a lot of the people who resisted the left, or whether they were independent or whether they were conservative, many of them are gone now, and many of them are gone without good reason. They got kicked from the platform, not because they actually broke TOS. Carpe Donktum's a really good example of this. Alex Jones is a good example of this. You know, they didn't actually break Twitter's TOS. They were just good at their job. They were good at convincing people to do things. Or not to do things, but to say things. Or not, think things. Differently than what the left would like them to think. They were good at expressing their arguments. And they were good at grabbing people's attention. It's kind of crazy to think, you know, whether you like or hate Alex Jones, I'm not here to argue about that. You know, people have their opinions on Alex Jones, but he was good at convincing people. And, you know, sometimes he's a conspiracy nut. Sometimes he was dead on the money. Two things can be true at the same time. But because he was so good at having people think his way and not in the way that, you know, the left wanted them to think, he had to get booted from the platform. I'm surprised they haven't booted Elon, because they have been accusing him of trying to spread misinformation about COVID-19 and all that stuff. I'm surprised they haven't kicked other people for the exact same thing. It's kind of crazy. What's up, Kurt? Sorry I'm late. What have I missed? We read a AI-generated bot script about Joe Rogan, and now we're talking Papa Elon. Daddy Elon. I've taken a solemn vow to never get a Twitter account. You know what? Good for you. You might be the smartest guy among us. What's up, Russ? Oi, bruvs. Oi, true American rattlesnake. Oi. I wish I was Australian sometimes. So anyway, we got this guy trying to throw up a nice little roadblock for Elon. Now, it could be that he is against journalistic freedom and freedom of speech. It could also be very well that he's just trying to negotiate a tactic. Maybe he wants more money. In which case, that makes sense. I mean, this guy is probably a businessman. He throws around money like it's nothing. Obviously, he very much values money, so I mean, if he can get more of it, he's going to try. That's perfectly fair. That's the world of business. All right? As much as we would like Elon Musk could just have his offer accepted, he was probably going to face some sort of hurdles in terms of price negotiations, people trying to get more, like squeeze more money out of the situation than they would get normally. It happens. When you're throwing around that kind of money, chances are you're going to run into that. But Elon Musk is no longer the top dog when it comes to shareholders. He has been toppled. A new player has entered the arena. And they are trying very hard to basically get in Elon Musk's way and steal the Twitter bid from under him. And I'm just going to go ahead and read this to you. And it's infuriating. This whole entire, this right here is infuriating. And not because I want Musk to win this battle, but because it's clear that there are forces that do not want Musk to win this battle, because if Musk does it, it'll change the national conversation. At least clear to me. It just seems very obvious that these people are showing their hand right now in what they're doing right here. If they turn him down, they'll definitely boot him. Probably. They probably will. They'll probably make up some excuse. I mean, he's not breaking TOS. But they'll find an excuse. He is very powerful. On Twitter, anytime he could sneeze. He could post a picture of himself sneezing on Twitter, and it would get thousands and thousands of likes and retweets and people responding to him with their own sneeze pictures. It would be nuts. Elon Musk has that kind of power on Twitter, and if they really want to decrease his power, his persuasion over the people, they would probably ban him from Twitter. He wouldn't have to break TOS. All they would have to say is, you know what? He has a habit of pushing misinformation. They would wave that magic misinformation wand and then poof, he would disappear. Like a magic trick. A lot of scrambling seemed to occur the moment Tesla CEO Elon Musk made the offer to buy up Twitter, and it's very odd, to say the least, outside of the leftists who began to lose their ever-loving minds over the prospect of Musk opening the door for a free exchange of ideas and open debate. Big money dealers began wading into the fight to throw up roadblocks. And then, as we previously reported and just talked about, that Saudi prince did his little song and dance about, hey, I have 5.2% of the stock and I don't want to sell to Elon Musk because reasons. Then, out of the blue, a company stepped in and bought up enough shares to unseat Musk at the top as the top shareholder. According to the New York Post, a private equity giant called Thoma Bravo is working on its own offer for Twitter. It's not clear how much Thoma Bravo might bid or when it might make an offer. The firm has an internal team working on the potential transaction, the source familiar with the matter told the Post. You are not far off, a second source close to the situation said when they asked the Post if Thoma Bravo was working on a possible bid for Twitter. Thoma Bravo could be a white knight for the company, and CEO Parag Agrawal, one of the sources, said. The sudden appearance of Thoma Bravo is strange, but probably not surprising. What makes it strange is that Twitter isn't typically something the equity firm based in San Francisco and Chicago engages in. Thoma Bravo is an investor in business-to-business companies, software companies in particular, not consumer-facing companies. However, Twitter's board might be desperate to rescue Twitter from Musk's grasp, and Thoma Bravo might be the aforementioned white knight. Our private equity investment vehicles employ the same investment philosophy: to partner with and support existing management teams to help deliver solid operating results and drive innovation. The company's website says this. As the New York Post reported, if Musk's offer is rejected, the stock could take a dive in no small part because Musk would sell his enormous shares, and it would tank the stock effectively. But Thoma Bravo could be there to help. Twitter, if it rejects Musk's offer, could see its share price collapse unless it had another option to reveal at the time of a possible rejection. That's where so-called white knight would come in. Because of that, Thoma Bravo needs to move quickly if it elects to move forward to show the Twitter board it has a potentially friendlier alternative, sources told the Post. If the mission statement from Thoma Bravo is true, Twitter's management wouldn't have to worry about being kicked to the curb, and they can continue doing what they do best, restricting conversation and censoring whatever they don't like. Musk, upon obtaining Twitter, would likely clean house and make sure that the company practices free speech, free expression, and the free exchange of ideas. This would likely require replacing people from top to bottom, something those in charge at Twitter would very much like to avoid. This fight for Twitter is more of a fight for the freedom to express oneself in the de facto town square, with Musk attempting to drive out the social dictators who have kept everyone else oppressed. It will be interesting to see how Musk responds in the coming days, and more interestingly, who will win this fight. Regardless of the outcome, we will know where the people who resisted Musk's attempt to free the public, we will know them better and where their hearts really are. So I find this, first off, the timing is really interesting. Musk, no one was interested in purchasing Twitter. Suddenly Musk is. And he has made it very clear that the reason that he's interested in purchasing Twitter is to make it more of a free speech platform. Okay, he wants to free the prisoners. No more, bans, suspensions for stating facts and truths, or even just opinions that they don't agree with. No more shadow bans. So many people are shadow banned right now because the website will say that they are, they have a habit of dispensing dangerous information or misinformation, or, they are spreading some sort of, I don't know. I would like to say hate, but it's not hate, really. It's just, opinion, really, usually based on fact. He wants to let those people be free to say whatever they want and to have people engage with those people in an equal debate. So their timing here is really interesting. Suddenly, Thoma Bravo comes out, and they're like, oh, well, we're interested. Now, they haven't made an offer yet. Again, they might. We don't know if they will. That's still kind of being worked on. But I think it's really interesting that a B2B software-centric company is suddenly interested in a consumer-facing software company. If you ask me, and this is just my tinfoil hat moment, I'm pretty sure that someone on the board, or the board agreed, or maybe Parag did. I don't know what's going on. But in a desperate attempt to stop Musk, they tried to find someone else who would buy it, and these are the people who bid, apparently. They cast the line and they bid. Also, it's interesting to me that they would definitely need to find a company that would stand back and still allow them to do this stuff. This firm, which is based in San Francisco and Chicago, which I think is very interesting, because, those are advocates for free speech if ever I've seen them. I think it's interesting that this company professes to basically hop in there, not change management, and allow them to keep doing what they're doing. Maybe minor changes just so they can, make more money. But otherwise, they work with existing management. So Elon Musk, he for a fact the moment he goes in, he's going to start rearranging the deck chairs. Maybe that's a bad way to put it. He's going to start rearranging the crew. Let's say that. Yeah, that's a better one. He's going to start rearranging the crew so that we avoid hitting the iceberg. Which means that much of the management's probably going to disappear. Much of the management's probably going to go. Either they're going to leave of their own accord because they don't want to work under Musk, or he's going to fire them because they have a very long history of speech suppression. And they are very for censorship and banning and stuff like that, simply for, having an opinion to the right of Marx. I imagine that someone like the Vijaya woman that we talked about in a previous show, the one who was talking to Tim Pool and Joe Rogan and couldn't figure out that her policies were based on leftist opinion, I'm pretty sure she's going to go. Because she couldn't even wrap her head around the concept that her opinions were coming from a leftist ideology. Couldn't wrap her head around it. So I'm pretty sure that these people are, it just makes sense that they would go out and try to desperately find a company that would allow them to keep doing what they're doing, but would be able to challenge Musk. When they turn down his offer, they have the Thoma Bravo plan right there so that the shares don't take a massive plunge. It makes sense. And it's sad. Sneeze NFT. Dude, Pay Money Wubby, I don't know if you guys knew this. Pay Money Wubby actually sold an NFT of his dirty toilet. And you know what I mean by dirty toilet? For like 25 grand. 25 grand to that dude. Sold an NFT of his dirty toilet. I'm in the wrong business. Is Elon just creating a scramble to raise the buyout amount so he can sell his shares and make bank? Maybe. But it seems, it's weird to me that he would go on this huge quest and go through all this, hardship just to like raise the price and then sell it all. If his goal is to destroy Twitter, I kind of wonder if, that wouldn't work. But I mean, at the same time, like, I just really feel like he's serious. He wants to make this a free speech platform. And it's weird that he wants to totally own it. And I'm hearing that he also he's talking about taking it private, so that he has total control. Really interesting stuff. Really interesting stuff. And if he does take it private, then, I mean, the board's out, So, I mean, a lot of these people are probably DEFCON 5 right now. They're trying to find a way to counter Musk so that they can keep their jobs. Missed out on most of the show, but I'm here now. What's up, Farmer? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. We already knew where their hearts were. Hearts? To beat Musk's $43 billion, they'd end up putting up almost half its worth. Kind of odd. Yeah, it is. By the way, if you guys are enjoying the show, don't forget to like and sub. Yes, please. Please like and sub. It really does help us out. That doesn't seem like his style. To cut and run, or to actually invest in... Because here's the thing. Like, if there's one thing I've noticed about Elon Musk, it's that if he really puts his mind to something... And I've read articles from people who know him and have experienced working with him, and like, he is obsessed. Once he gets his mind on something, he can't let it go. SpaceX was one of those things. SpaceX is one of the things that, like, if you see the story of it, he was angry because he wanted to launch rockets. He wanted to come up with a better space program, and the government wouldn't let him. And so he sat there, like, while they were all on this, like, private jet heading back from this failure, and all Elon could do was sit there and, like, research ways to get around what the government was trying to stop him from doing. It was, and he figured it out right there on the plane, too. And now SpaceX is here. And God bless him for SpaceX. The billionaire space race is one of the best things that's ever happened to us. And I'm so sick. I didn't get to talk about this as much. But the billionaire space race is like going to be one of those first baby steps that actually makes us into I would say toddler steps that makes us into a spacefaring race. For sure, I think he wants to, but I guess I'm saying it's win-win for him either way. Yeah, no matter what, I mean, he comes out on top, and that's fine. He wins either way. But you know what? I would much rather him win and us win at the same time. But hell, if he doesn't win and he decides that, like, his offer's rejected and he has to go nuclear, then go nuclear, dude. Punish the people who stopped them, or stopped him from taking it over. Punish them dearly. Hit them where it hurts, right in their wallet. It would be smart to take it private to revamp and then make it public again. I can see that. If there weren't such fascists, they wouldn't be in the position they're in now. Exactly. I think Tama is worth $103 billion on paper. Yeah, that's actually, I think the New York Post said that. They were about worth that. Musk wouldn't be doing this just to make bank, is what I'm saying. Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. I think he actually truly believes in what he's saying here. And make no mistake, we need to become spacefaring. No joke. No joke. If we stay on this planet forever and ever and ever, we and this planet will stagnate. We absolutely have to go. And I mean, think of all, dude. I kind of made this point the other day. I don't want to get stun locked on this, but I'm probably going to anyway. I made this point the other day. Back when we were in the hunter-gathering lifestyle phase of our existence as humanity, I imagine that there were people going, hey, planting seeds is a waste of time. You're wasting seeds. You're wasting time. You should be out there hunting or trying to find food and gather it. Maybe you should stop trying to put seeds in the ground. We don't know if that's going to work. This is a waste of time. And then the dude didn't listen, planted the seeds. We got farming out of it. And we were able to feed more people than before, right? And because we were able to stop being nomads and actually settle, we were able to create towns. And those towns created more opportunities for technological advancement. And we, up until this time, discovered things that we never thought were possible. We used to write sci-fi novels only to have them come true 30 years later. It's pretty nuts how fast we can actually develop when we actually stop and do something that maybe we would consider a risk, but many other people thought was a waste of time or stupid. Right now, we've got billionaires launching themselves into space to try to normalize space travel for the common civilian, which is effectively the end goal. Because if you can become the billionaire or the company that is able to fare people to and from the moon or satellites or something like that, and I'm talking about like satellite, like imagine a satellite, and I'm sure that somebody's already dreaming it up, whether it's Elon Musk, or Jeff Bezos or whatever, a satellite where you can go up there and it's effectively a resort in space. Your whole entire experience is spacefaring. Imagine that. And if you can create the company that not just builds that resort, but is ferrying people to and from it or the moon or anything like that, just to go and hang out and have fun, bro, you're a trillionaire. And if we actually normalize that, imagine how good we can get at space travel. And as we do it more and more, we learn more and more, we advance our technologies, okay? We can send out satellites that, can go faster than you could have ever imagined. And then if we do that, we send out these satellites, we can send out, rovers and stuff like that can actually gather materials from other planets or asteroids, bring them back to Earth. And now look, we've got like we have unlimited resources at this point in time. When we go settle Mars, we got resources there. It's nuts. And the entire time we're developing new and better technologies to help us be a better spacefaring species. And what technologies will we discover? Not just space travel, but like medicine-wise. What will we learn being out in space? Like it's kind of nuts to think about, and it's all like all these answers are out there. But you have people here on Earth like, oh, you're wasting time by trying to billionaires in space trying to fly people around. Like we should be focusing on the problems here. No, dude, no. Let's go. Let's get out of here. Let's go see what we can find out there, because whatever we find out there, it could probably make us a lot better here. Technology is a magical thing that can, it's the tide that rises all boats. You look here in America, we have fat, poor people. We have communications devices that, I press a few buttons on it and boom. I did it this morning. Chick-fil-A just showed up at my door because I pressed a few buttons on my phone. It's nuts. But that's what happens, man. And this is in the hands of almost every person, rich and poor. This little device. I'm telling you, man, moving forward helps everyone. And consistently stopping any kind of development or progress because you've got people who are struggling here on Earth is going to keep us in the dirt for forever. I mean, it's high and noble to think that you can just help everybody, and like no one shall be happy until the least happy among us is smiling. It's all sophistry. Because then all of a sudden that person who is, the least or the most miserable on this planet becomes king over everyone. And we can't do a thing until that person is happy. Well, as you can see, many people make it a business to be unhappy. And we'll be staring at the ground forever. Nah, man, let's go to the stars. I got way off topic there. My bad. That's kind of what I wanted. I was a little time pressed last episode, but that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. Not just for fun, not just for the exploration, but for the potential survival of humanity. Absolutely. The man who made their planet-saving dream of electric cars a reality is now said to be threatening the planet with tweets. Mean tweets! Good God. It's funny how you bring that up. I identify as a sci-fi novel. Oh, Russ, that's very nice. Which kind of sci-fi novel, though? Dystopian? Space exploration? Space warfare? You know, if you're going to identify as something, there's like a million different ways you can identify as a sci-fi novel. Musk versus Branson. Dude, Branson... something tells me that he's like a wackadoo a-hole, but I don't know. I just respect the guy. I love NASA, but it's stagnated due to government control. Now that it's private, it's moving faster on new tech than before. See? Dude, take everything private. That's what I say. Take everything private. Chick-fil-A on Good Friday sounds really weird to me, but that's likely just me. I did not... Dude, I actually kind of forgot it was Good Friday like this morning. I knew I was hungry. Go to Hawaiian Chick-fil-A. They have fish. They probably have good fish, too. He just got the mac and cheese. Am I in trouble? No spray, no tang. See? Brad knows. Just went there on vacation to Atlanta. It's really cool. I gotta say, I miss Hawaii. I was thinking about it. That's where my honeymoon was, man. Hawaii was the bomb. We went to Maui at the Four Seasons Resort. If any of you ever watch Black Lotus or White Lotus, or I forget, something Lotus on HBO, that's where I had my wedding and honeymoon. Not every Christian is a Catholic. Friday fish means nothing to me. Yeah, I'm not a Catholic. I am a Christian, but I'm not a Catholic. Are you generalizing my identity? No, I am saying that you need to get more particular with your identity, Russ. That's all I'm saying. You know, I would like to identify you further. You know, I'd like to be more accurate, is all I'm saying. All right, let's dive into this. Here's what the left is really mad about with Elon Musk's offer to buy Twitter. I hated Hawaii, but that's just me. You probably went to the wrong place. You probably went to the wrong place. You know? Brandon, please don't. Here's what the left is really mad about with Elon Musk's offer to buy Twitter. And this is the part that kind of, if you really break it down, everything that these people are doing, trying to stop Elon Musk, it really boils down to one thing. Don't ruin the ending of Lotus Show, please. Dude, I actually didn't watch till the end of it. I thought you were talking about my sippy cup. Brandon, I did not watch to the end of it because I couldn't for some reason that show was driving me absolutely bonkers. Like, it was just bothering me. I hated everyone in that show. Like, usually, like, in a show, you need someone there that you could really like and kind of glob onto, and there was not one person in that show that I was like, I'm rooting for this person. Not one. I specifically identify as Han Solo's blaster. There you have to... Oh, wow. Dude, you are a celebrity. Waikiki. Oh, I've never been to Waikiki. I went to Maui. And Maui is absolutely gorgeous. And it has... like, the food there is unbelievable. The adventure there is awesome. We went Road to Hana. Ooh, I would go back in a heartbeat. All right. So... I kind of want to read this out to you guys. I wrote this. This is up at... I wrote this yesterday. This is up at redstate.com right now. Once again, go to redstate.com. Everything I'm talking about is on there right now. You've likely heard by now that Tesla SpaceX CEO Elon Musk made good on his word and has made an offer to buy Twitter whole hog. The goal, as he has been saying openly, is to take the largest conversation site on the web and take it from the dictatorial grasp of the radical leftists who silence everyone to the right of Marx at every turn and return it to a platform that values free speech. In turn, this has made leftists lose their minds. And even as I write this, the reaction has been nothing short of glorious. If it's not pure unadulterated panic, it's people coming to the very odd conclusion that freedom of speech is somehow dangerous to freedom. It's that level of asininity. But zooming out on the arguments gives us a pretty good idea of what both sides of this conflict want. And when you plainly lay out the goals of each, it strikes you just where people are in terms of ideology. For those supporting Musk's buyout of Twitter, they want something very simple: the ability to say what they want without fear of being suspended or banned. They want to be able to have conversations and make points without having to obey the guidelines laid down by their political ideological opposites. In other words, a little more honest conversation, a lot less ideological oversight. What those who are against the buy are saying is that they would rather not allow people to say what they want, how they want, when they want, because some people will utilize it to spread misinformation that threatens our democracy. Again, misinformation is just a word that means a factoid, a story, a narrative that is inconvenient to the left's narrative. It could be absolutely true. There could be a ton of evidence to back it up, but if the left doesn't like it, if it's inconvenient to their narrative, if it gets in the way of passing an agenda, it's misinformation, so they get rid of it. Also, we don't live in a democracy. It's weird that I have to tell grown-ass adults constantly that we do not live in a democracy. Politicians, activists, all these people, it's our democracy. Dude, we do not live in a democracy. We are a constitutional republic. If we lived in a democracy, this would be hell on earth. At least that's their excuse. What they actually seem to be afraid of isn't the spread of misinformation. It's the fact that very soon they'll lose their handicap on this course and will have to have their ideas and declarations weighed and measured in an environment where it won't be protected. They're being made equal, and they don't like that. It's funny that the group who consistently shouts about equality and inclusion is the one that is the most upset when true equality and inclusion is achieved. Isn't that strange? Their version of inclusivity is very exclusive. You can only think what they think. You can only say what they want you to say. You can only do what they want you to do. If you do anything outside of that, say anything outside of that, think anything outside of that, you're done, son. You're canceled. There is no conversation. Much of what the left argues can only exist in a vacuum, and that's why there's no conversation. Introduce outside opinions, and the point they make begins to deflate pretty fast. For years, Twitter has been complicit in keeping certain arguments from making their way into the mainstream, and given Twitter's status as the de facto town square, as Elon Musk called it, that has polluted the national conversation on many a topic. Everything from the COVID-19 virus to transgenderism has had Twitter's trust and safety police very busy. Suspensions and bans are a daily occurrence on the right. Even jokes are punished. You can ask the Babylon Bee about that. Their account is still suspended. Looking back to the time of Gamergate around 2014 and 2015, you'll notice there are far fewer right-leaning individuals than there were then. Our voice on the platform has been severely diminished. Those who do remain have had their reach choked to the point of non-existence. And I myself, I have over 40K followers. But if you actually look at the reach of my tweets, it looks like I've got almost none. They have squashed me almost to the point of absolute... They've done everything short of gag me, effectively. Imagine what happens to the national conversation when all those banned and suspended are allowed to come back to the platform and speak truths that the left had kept tightly locked away. Imagine the largest conversational platform not having a guided narrative. The national conversation will inevitably shift further away from the left, and that's what they're really angry about. They can no longer control the national conversation here. Their dictatorial power will be lost, and their ability to convince you of whatever ridiculous talking point they've cooked up will be severely lessened. They will lose more power while the people, us, gain it. The people are angry that the people are gaining power at this moment, and it should be noted, these people aren't to be trusted. It's kind of, this whole entire thing is really exposing these people for what they really are. They talk about trust and safety, and they talk about misinformation. You know, they talk about equality. But do any of you actually see this as anything on Twitter? Do you see it as equality? Where you literally cannot say that a man is a man and a woman is a woman, and they cannot just suddenly become one another or one or the other, and you're banned? You can't say that. You're banned if you do. The Babylon Bee can't even make a joke. It's currently suspended, and they're still holding out hope that Elon Musk takes over so they'll be set free. At least last I checked. There's nothing equal about this. These people are dictators. They are social dictators. They are not your friend. They are not for equality. They have a narrative, and they want it pushed, and if you get in the way, you're gone. So what they're really mad about isn't that Elon Musk is, you know, he's a billionaire and he wants to buy Twitter. He owns one more thing. By the way, Elon Musk, of all the billionaires, I would like him to own platforms left and right. Maybe he'll take over Twitch next. But the people who are resisting him aren't resisting him because of safety. They're not resisting him because of the spread of misinformation. They're resisting him because they know that if he actually wins this fight, then they'll have to talk with you and me on equal ground. There's no more overlord looking over us going, hey, you on the right over here, you can't say certain things. Rex, Debbie, thank you so much for the subscription. They're over here saying that you can't speak truth effectively. And you have to couch everything in their terms. And if you have to disagree, you have to disagree basically by adhering still to their concepts. Imagine if you didn't. That scares the crap out of them. They would actually have to fight you on equal ground. Their ideas would have to stand on their own without help from on high. Many leftist ideas don't really fly in reality. The moment that you introduce real truth, it collapses. One of the reasons that you have the mainstream media being so ridiculous about the stories they tell to the point of absolutely lying to you about it, even though they know they could probably get caught, is because they still have to carry the narrative. Anything breaks from the narrative, their entire thing breaks apart. Elon Musk is trying to give us a foothold. He's trying to give the truth a foothold, and people are resisting him. If you're the one trying to resist, trying to allow the truth to come and have its say and have its day and have any conversation, any idea, any word weighed and measured in the public square fairly, if you're trying to resist that, then you're the bad guy. It's that simple. It's that simple. These people are dictators. They're not your friend. They want to take you over. They want to control how you think, what you say. They want you to carry their water for them. This is why it's important that Musk wins. Musk has to win this battle. And I don't know, and tell me, for those of you, I don't know if anybody is like a stock expert or anything here in the chat, but I don't know if it's possible. But it would be absolutely awesome if, like, small owners of Twitter stock, like, I've got 3 shares, you know? And, like, you know, my neighbor might have 3 or 4, you know, guy down the street might have 6, you know, that kind of stuff. It would be really cool if we could just find a way to sign those shares over to Elon Musk, because, like, after Wall Street bets, I have, like, no doubt that something that crazy could happen where just a bunch of people just hand over their stocks to Elon Musk until he pretty much owns more than half of Twitter. That would be wild. That would be history book stuff. So what are the odds Elon is going to be able to buy Twitter? I have no idea. Yeah, 50-50. I kind of agree with Terry. It's up in the air right now. There's no either he might get into a bidding war. But he at this moment in time, we still don't even know if this other company, Tama, whatever their name is, Tama Bravo. We still don't know if Tama Bravo is even going to come forward with an offer. If they do, I don't know what Elon Musk is going to do. It'll be interesting to see. But he's a smart guy. He said he has a plan B. So whatever the plan B is, he probably saw this coming. And he's already got a way to kind of make up for the failure to buy it initially. Bloomberg, WAPO, LA Times, Boston Globe, The Atlantic Time, all owned by billionaires. CNN started by Ted Turner. The first two letters of MSNBC stand for Microsoft. But they can all own something. They can all own like journalistic stuff or journalist outlets. They can all own media companies, but not Musk. Musk is the only one pushing for absolute free speech, and they're trying to resist him. That's nuts to me. Parler is good, but an echo chamber is boring. I don't know why the left cannot see the same. That echo chambers are boring. Terry, that's one of the reasons I didn't go to Parler. I was there. I mean, I had an account, and I would go there from time to time. But I would get there, and first off, the UI wasn't great. No offense to the guys at Parler. I mean, Twitter had years and years and years to work on their UI. But that was one of the things I just didn't like. I kind of liked having people who were there that didn't agree with me. And I like that. I think it's healthy for people to disagree and have conversations and weigh points. Because no matter who you are, you're not always right. Not 100% of the time. Everyone is fallible. Ben Shapiro, who's like one of the greatest debaters of all time, and, he's very intelligent. That man is not going to get every single thing right, too. At some point in time, a leftist is going to come in and, like, correct him on something or give him an idea that he just doesn't know how to disagree with. But we might actually be healthier for it. Ideas need to be shared. Ideas need to be circulated. It's good for society. It helps us unlock our full potential. That's another way to look at this, too. It's like there are people out there who want to hold us back from progress because they don't like the fact that, they might be wrong. Isn't that crazy? The devil hates to be mocked. Yup. One of my favorite C.S. Lewis quotes is that, of all the things the devil can't stand, it's being mocked. Libs of TikTok isn't allowed to exist because it revealed inconsistency. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they got banned too. Or suspended. The hilarity with Turner, no one will let him back in. I don't agree with Ted Turner, but his channels, including CNN, were 1,000,000 times better under his ownership. Jeff Zucker really screwed the pooch, man. Defiant L's had the account locked for doing nothing more than retweeting. Oh, it doesn't take much. Y'all remember, I believe it was Candace Owens. She was mocking that New York Times writer. She had just gotten hired, and they went back, and she had said some really racist stuff about white people. And I think it was Candace Owens who went in and basically redid the tweet. The entire tweet. Word for word. Except she replaced white people with Asian people. And that girl, the New York Times writer, never got suspended for it. Nothing. But Candace Owens did get suspended for it. It just goes to show you. The bias at Twitter is not just heavy, it's damn near dangerous. They talk about how they're trying to stop hate speech so that it doesn't promote violence, and yet they allow hate speech all the time. It just really depends on who you direct the hate speech at. That's really all it boils down to. It's only considered hate speech if you're targeting certain groups. You can talk to your financial advisor. Yeah, maybe. I'm hoping plan B is to buy more shares and then sell them all at once. Well, you might be able to buy the dip soon if Elon doesn't get to buy Twitter. I cranked up Parler, Gator, etc. It is too dry. I like the exchange of ideas. Me too. What's up, Dennis? Welcome. Welcome. Now let's get to the fun part. People began absolutely losing it on Twitter, and I am beyond. I literally didn't get any work done until like 1 p.m. I think, no, maybe even later than that. I didn't start working until about noon. Let's just say that, because I was so distracted by the chaos that Elon Musk began on Twitter just by offering to buy it. And I mean, people were losing it left and right. And it's these blue check marks that had the best and oh my god, glorious takes. I wish I could eject them right into my veins. This one from Luke Zaleski. The idea that rich people can run things better than anyone else is dumb. Okay, first off, I want to address this. Because, by the way, I responded to this guy. Let me see if hang on, let's see if my response is on there. Because people got pissed off at my response. Oh, look, I'm not there. Go figure. All right, so I'm telling you guys, I'm being suppressed. The thing about rich people, many people who are rich absolutely did inherit their wealth from somebody else. Elon Musk is actually one of those people. His family had an emerald mine back in South Africa, right? But the funny thing about rich people is that many of them got there because they made smart decisions, because they were business savvy, and because they worked their ass off to get there. Many of them worked their ass off to keep themselves rich. They absolutely deserve to be rich. Many rich people deserve to be rich. Elon Musk deserves to be a billionaire. That idea apparently pisses off the left so bad because they do not like the idea of rich people. They don't like the idea of billionaires. They especially don't like the idea of people who have earned the right to be one. Like, that pisses them off beyond belief for some reason. I had more responses to that tweet from angry leftists, the one that I sent out, more than any other response. Let me actually see if I can't. Hang on. Just so you guys know where I want to show you guys what I saw. If I can find it. Oh no. No, oh, you know, it might be in my tweets and replies. It's just hysterical to me that people like the left cannot handle the idea that someone can be rich and be good. I do not understand that mentality. I really don't. Where is it? Well, I know I didn't delete it. It's somewhere there. But that was one of the tweets. That drives me crazy. I'm going to find it after watch. I'm going to find it after stream. I'm definitely going to find it after stream. If the libs are mad about Elon buying Twitter, they should just make their own Twitter. 100% accurate. I feel like if we were told for a long time that we should just start our own platform. If Elon Musk buys it, if the left's that mad, maybe they can go start their own. I don't know. Maybe they could have it. They have their own Parler. Maybe they should go to Parler. If they actually went to Parler, that would be, oh my God, that would be absolutely hysterical. Parler would actually get stronger for it. What's up, Ramirez? If anything, I hope that he pulls his stock and helps crash the stock to nothing. Yeah, his nuclear option, it would be funny. It would be absolutely hilarious to watch. I love the tweets from those who work at Twitter are beautiful. Dude, the meltdowns, dude, I wanted to be in the room when they were having that conversation about Elon's offer with the employees to be a fly on the wall. And like, surely someone in there was crying. Surely there were like a few people, like just some like really effeminate man child, just like, I can't believe this is happening. Literally shaking. Was later than 1 p.m. yesterday Eastern for sure. You were on the Grays yesterday. Yep, I was. I'll go back and find. And you guys can follow me at the Brandon Morse if you're not already. It's there somewhere. Embarrassing that it happened to me live on stream that I couldn't find it. That never happens before. Terry, I stay on Facebook because it exposes me to more kinds of people. It helps me to understand that other people's ideas need to be heard. Is it just me, or did Facebook become way too complicated? Like, for some reason, Facebook, their UI, I can't stand it. It drives me absolutely crazy. I only keep Facebook, reach out to all my families and friends at once. When my son passed away 2 years ago, I was able to let everyone know right away. Yeah. That's the one reason I'm still even on Facebook myself, is like, I want to keep up with family. That's it. And I am so sorry that your son passed away. That is so sad. Kurt. I hope you guys are healing. I know that's devastating. But I have also cleared out all of the hard leftards that were once friends and family that wouldn't honor my request to quit calling me a racist and Nazi. My mom had to do the same. I very rarely go on Facebook anymore, but she had a couple friends on there who would just lose it. Absolutely lose. There was something about Facebook, the crazy on Twitter I can handle. It's the crazy on Facebook that there's something about it. And I think it's because it's a little more personal on Facebook than it is on Twitter. There's just something about like having someone that you know for a long time and like maybe since high school or something like that, you express one opinion and they're like, you're a Nazi. No, I'm not, dude. You know I'm not. You've gone absolutely nutsy. Not Nazi, nutsy. It's when you close your ears and close your mind that you become an actual prejudiced person. And it doesn't matter what you are. All that matters is that you become brittle. Yep. Dennis nailed it, dude. That's a really good point. You should write an article about that. Muting is a good thing? Yeah. I use that liberally. An aneurysm? Oh, I'm so sorry, Kurt. That sucks, man. And then to call out the libs that flounced, calling me racist or whatever, only resulted in more libs flouncing. Hello, hypocrite. Yeah, I tend to mute the idiots who just... If there's one thing that drives me crazy, it's a bad faith conversation. And it happens on any social media platform where it's like, they don't want to debate. What they want to do is just call you names and try to shame you. And it's like, if that's the case, dude, then I've got no time for you. Which is, at this moment in time, the majority of Twitter. Very rarely do I ever run into anyone on Twitter and I've tried to initiate good faith debate and arguments with people on the left. And I've only recently, like in the past 3 years, I can literally count on one hand the amount of leftists who actually stopped to debate me fairly. One of them being Seth Rogen, who didn't start that way. But over time, he actually, it was in my DMs, he actually had a decent debate with me. Which was pretty cool. But he's also kind of insane, so he obviously didn't pull anything from it. My biggest problem is social media is really people who do nothing buy, retweet, or share incessantly, but never express an original idea. I care about people's ideas, not their ability to copy-paste. I think some people are just scared to get canceled, and I don't blame them. You know, they can just say, oh, someone else said it, not me. Or they just don't feel clever enough to post anything, which, you know, that's fine. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to shame people the way they use, or the way they try to express their ideas. It is what it is. But, you know, I think that some people, you know, they just kind of need... They're not very good at expressing their ideas, but so they rely on other people to express them for them. They know what they feel, but they don't know how to express it. You know? What's up, Badger? Good to see you, bro. Is there anything more delicious and satisfying than Leftist salty tears? Sweet tea? Families are forever. Amen to that. By the way, speaking of families are forever, did you guys see that clip coming out of China? Because at China right now, they're doing that whole thing with like they're scared of the coronavirus being circulated around. And so they like kidnapped a bunch of people's pets. Did y'all see that? And they like had bags of cats. They were still alive. And they were just all like bound in these bags. Like you could see into them. Did y'all see that? It blows my mind that there are people who want to institute that kind of government here in America. And it be and 100%. I don't know if maybe you guys have your mileage may vary, okay? But if I was walking down the street and a government official came and said, "Give me your dog. We have to take him in for disposal because, you know, it might be a carrier of coronavirus," which bullshit, by the way. I have not seen one indication, except for a couple of media reports that never made it past one report, that, you know, pets could carry coronavirus. If they came up to me and said, "We have to take your dog," I would go to jail. I would go to jail, and there would be either broken noses or something. They would have to kill me. My dog's my family. My Remy, Gizmo, man, oh my god. If they tried to come in here and take them, I would lose my mind. Oh. Kurt, not trying to compare pets to actual children, but it reminded me, because I got so mad. And I was like, and I kind of was like, you know, my pets are my family. You know, I consider them members of my family. I wouldn't be able to tolerate it. I would lose my damn mind. Terry, you teach 8th grade and they're truly afraid to think. That's sad. That's so sad. Thinking is why we were human. Yep. Absolutely. Clot PSA. Leftists always project. That is actually... That's... You know what's funny? One of the things that I've learned over the course of my career is if someone on the left, like a politician or media figure or something like that, is hardcore going at the opposite side and accusing them of something, then the chances are that they are very guilty of that themselves. Like, it's played out that way for a very, very, very long time. If they're pointing at other people and being like, "You're a pedophile, you guys are pedophiles, blah, 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 blah," chances are you probably should check their drives. Check their computer drives. Check their internet history. It's probably not good. They like to call Republicans greedy. Nancy Pelosi, you know, Republicans are greedy racists. She lives in a very fancy home in San Francisco, and she and her fellow neighbors at this fancy place like fought tooth and nail to keep a homeless shelter from going up near it. Right? Samantha Bee. Do y'all remember Samantha Bee? Probably barely. She had like a TBS late show for a while. She liked to accuse people of being racist all the time. In fact, she was the one who called Ivanka Trump a feckless C-word because of Donald Trump's immigration policies to hold children at the border, which was actually like smart, because holding children at the border allowed you to check if the people that they were with were actually their parents and not coyotes trying to traffic them across. But the funny part is, like, she lives in some swanky neighborhood in, like, you know, Manhattan somewhere in New York. And if you are a minority, or if you are like below a certain poverty level or something like that, and you try to go to school where her kids go, they will fight you tooth and nail. Like really racist stuff. It's kind of nuts. So yeah, John's right. Projection is pretty much the name of the game. Had a CNN icon message me recently and got angry when I did not bow to their stature, but backed up my critique of them with details. I tried to have a calm conversation, but they wanted me to scrap. Yeah. That's kind of, I don't know. People you can't let status get in the way of the fact that you have to remember that you're human and you're fallible. Your status don't mean nothing. What Brandon just said, that's me in a nutshell on Twitter 99% of the time. Yeah, I very rarely ever truly try to argue and debate on Twitter right now because it's not a place for debate at the moment. They have made sure of that. The government takes my cat, the government will have issues. Exactly. They were laundry bags full of cats. They were probably just taking them for a wash. Of course. That's all it was. They were just going to go wash the cats. Dude, it drives me... How do you be the person who puts bags in cats and doesn't consider the fact that you're putting a live, beloved animal in a bag to be... Which is effectively torture. Like, they just piled them in there, like, no care whatsoever. Secure that bag and walk away. Like, how do you do that as a person? Where's your humanity? Like, it makes no sense to me whatsoever. You gotta be cold. I totally get it. Our cat is part of our family, too. Yeah. Dead on about emotional accusations actually being reflections of themselves in the mirror. It's constant. It's a constant rule. No, I mean the posting. Oh, I have moments of eloquence, but why restate what someone has nailed? Yeah, you know. Not everyone has the gift of gab. I certainly don't. I just throw stuff at a board and a microphone, and hopefully it makes sense. Guys, that'll do it for me tonight. Today. I'm tired. I want to go to bed. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Remember, go to redstate.com. Everything I've talked about today is on the site. Be sure to sign up for the VIP program. If you haven't already, you can enter promo code MORSE, M-O-R-S-E, for a discount. Be sure to like the stream if you haven't already, and subscribe to the YouTube. By the way, we have a new video up. So right as soon as this ends, go check it out. It's a fun one. Crazy TikToks. I react to crazy TikToks. And enjoy the rest of your weekend. Let's hope and pray that Elon Musk wins this battle and he gets to take Twitter. Maybe the next time we go live, it'll be a celebration. Let's hope. This can't be the darkest timeline, right? It can't be. But in any case, y'all have a good weekend. I will see you guys on Monday. Much love. Peace.